Yeah.
Henry Vandervoort out of Plainfield, Indiana, over there on the left side. Henry, previous run 463.
Brad Lefevre, pre-stage bulb just now lit for that Miller chassis dragster. Brad Lefevre in the number 30 spot with an earlier 460. He's on the quick half, just barely. Lefevre 462 with an 8. Boy, that's 3 thou slower, but you know what? We're just trying to get in race mode.
Why, it looks to me like most of them are slowing down a bit, and I think that's the cars that's what they'll run.
Yes.
Some of these blown cars that have got them turned down, some of these nitrous cars that have turned them down, they may pick up. Because Vandervoort Henry, I know also that's a naturally aspirated car. Vandervoort slowed 500 or 5,000s, which makes sense. That's probably the difference in the temperature between the previous run and now.
Absolutely.
Tony Atchison. Tony's out of Greenville, Illinois. His Gebhardt car's over here in the Ray Skillman lane. Tony currently number 2 at 450 with a 4.
Mike King rolls in from Marysville, Ohio, the McIlvain Chassis Mopar power plant. He's number 35, and a lot of times if they feel like they're solidly in the show, they'll just work on the consistency.
Yeah.
Mike King, a winner at Lions Raceway Park back in 2014. Jigs super quick when they rolled into town down there. Pretty good light for Tony. Mike King was 453. Boy, did he pick up. That ought to roll him up. Look at Tony's run.
Tony's a Hun, slow to Hun. He's 451 with a 4. He was 50 with a 4 the first time around. So I'm sure King moved up a bunch.
Yeah, we're still searching for old Mike King there, but yeah, that was a good run. There's Mike, number 12. Boy, that was a big move for Mike King.
That jumped him way up. Nathan Jones over there in the Ray Skillman side out of Wheatland, Indiana. He qualified 453.
Rocky Clark, the door car out of Willard, Ohio, the Grand Prix, number 41 at a 472. So we'll kind of see. We're just kind of watching up here to see if they're going for consistency or they're just trying to move up in the ladder.
I'm betting if you're not too motivated to lean on it harder.
Well, 473 for Rocky. He drops off just a tad.
Well, Nathan Jones moved up in the order, 450 with an 8.
Yes, sir.
Up to the number 6 spot.
Yeah, now we got, what, 6 of them in the 450 range?
Rocky Clark's in the 41 spot. I got John Stelt out of Hartford, Wisconsin, the Thunderbird over here on the left side. He's currently up high in the order in the number 56 spot at 485.
I believe this is Brent Crowell over here in the right-hand lane with the Phantom Dragster out of Evansville, Indiana. So Brent Crowell in that dragster sneaks up on the Christmas tree. Currently our number 4 qualifier, a great pass the first time, goes dead 7. His number 3. Brent 11 on the tree. John a little quicker out of there on the right side. Brent goes 451 off pace just a hair, looking for that consistency.
And Stelt runs a 484, so he slows 100, so it won't change his position probably. And Chad Pickrell out of Big Bend, Wisconsin, in the 68 Camaro over here in the Ray Skillman side, currently in the 16 spot, qualified at 453. Been doing it a while, huh? And Pickrell leaves way early, but doesn't make any difference. But he slows 5, so he doesn't improve his position. Yep. Steve Moss. Moss's Firebirds over here in the Ray Skillman side out of Forest City, Illinois. And a 470 picks up 200s, probably doesn't change Moss's position. Greg Gaskin over here on the left side out of Indianapolis. His Joe Barr's dragster. He ran a 455. He's up in the number 22 spot at the end of the last run. Gaskin remains in the 21 spot, and what's 69? Run, man. Well, what I'm trying to figure out is why she wasn't in there to begin with. Because I thought both those cars made runs last year. James Schoen, out of Robards, Kentucky. His American dragster over in the Ray Skillman side. Well, Schoen was qualified at 450 with a 6. He slows a bunch to a 464 on that run. No, I guarantee it don't. Kenny Rooksbury out of Brazil, Indiana. His Spitzer car is over here in the Skillman side. He's in the number 50 spot with a 478. Yeah, that's Price. No, he had a run. He just not in. He didn't make it. Right now, the bump is high 4. So Bryce ran an 18, 518. We don't think the truck will run in the 4s. picks her up, doesn't it? Picks up 8. Still not enough. But a 491, way slow down for Rooksbury. He slows well over a 10. Got Brittany Tidbrook over here in the Ray Skillman Lane in the Agin car out of Logansport, Indiana. I need super stock. You should be in the lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and record runs lanes 7 and 8. Super stock should be in or on the way to lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4 with record runs over 7 and 8. Ah, too fast. Sounded like she lifted early. 437 to 147. The car was lazy last time, so she wasn't in, and now she's went too fast. Andrew Johnson. Andrew's undercover car over in the Ray Skillman Lane. He's in the number 62 spot when we started this round, so at this point, he may or may not still be in at 489 with a 9, so he'd certainly like to pick that up a little bit. He runs up in the 52 spot, so he picks up 10 spots by going 481 with points. He's not so unhappy. Rick Allison, he's over here in the Ray Skillman Lane in his 93 Daytona. In the currently he was in the 63 spot, so he'd like to pick up 2 at 490 with a 2.
Chuck Ridenauer, he's in the 51 spot with a 481, so we probably got Well, Chuck goes 481.7, so that's within 4 thou. Well, Shorty's looking for some power out of that bow tie 602 Cuber as he's on the outside looking in with that 67 Nova. Little pre-stage action going on, and that's where we're sitting here as a couple more bulbs flicker. Here comes Shorty in and gone. Shorty 509, 135. I don't think that's quick enough, Mike. Yep.
Ryan Norman out of Canton, Ohio. Mike Boss, Ford driver over here at Rose Gilman.
Triple fives in the jukebox for Pat Lamont. Lakeville, Illinois is where they shovel snow in the wintertime. He's number 55 with a 483. Ryan Norman, number 17 with a 454. Pat Lamont would like to move up a little bit, goes 484, goes the other way off the 483, and 449 moved quick for Ryan Norman. So he'll take that 454 and just be happy with that.
Oh, yeah. A little too quick there. Stepped it up just a little bit too much. Tyler Sizemore out of Boonville, Indiana, and the Nelson Dragsters over here on the Ray Skillman side. Ran a 483.9 on the last pass.
Well, Tony Pranger, the 2014 JEG Super Quick champ, is going to roll it into the Fort Wayne, Indiana area. That's where he came from, and he's going to roll it into the Chevrolet lane, the Diamond chassis, number 11 at a 452. ...2014 ET Driver of the Year in the JEG Super Quick Series, Tony Pranger. Goes 454, falls off about 200.
And a couple thousandths pick up for Sizemore. Probably won't have any effect at all. Jeremy York will be next up in the Ray Skillman lane in his racecraft dragster out of Muncie, Indiana.
And Bruce Broker comes to town for Brunswick, Ohio. 81 Camaro. He'll back it up. Wheelie bar's got them tied up pretty tight as he's going to let the front end do whatever it wants. So Bruce is trying to get in this program. Bruce trying hard down the top end and goes 560, not going to make the program 126.
And the 457 picks up a bunch for York. He picks up over a 10. York moves all the way up to the 26th spot. Well, right now it's showing a 490 with a 2 at the bump. Allison up there in that 64 spot. Bob Prost, his American dragster over here in the Ray Skillman side out of Terre Haute.
Scott Waters in the program with a 478 out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. See if they move up. So Waters ran a 478, goes 479 this time at 143. So a couple of them just working for consistency on that.
Prost 470, 469 on his previous run. You can race with that. Larry Bernhausen out of Manila, Illinois, in his Gebhardt car over there in the Ray Skillman side.
And the tech director out of Mason, Ohio, Bob Sansone, currently in the number 29 spot with a 459.
Oh, that's Manitou, Illinois. Okay. I wondered why I didn't recognize that city at all.
Hey, you don't think racers are listening, but boy, they do, because they're like, hey, that isn't how you say that, or what happened there?
Oh,
Were
yeah,
you
every
asleep?"
now and then somebody come up, you think you got one right, you're so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
They come up to you, you ain't even close.
Turn them loose. Or I should say the Christmas tree turns them loose.
Oh, baby,
my
look at
goodness.
Burnhausen. Dead zero
Whoa.
as to what he ran last time. You can race with that. Of course, you need to be green.
Well, you know what, Bob? He took the GPS, and boy, it led him on the short trip. He goes 449. That's too quick.
Too
So the
fast.
459 is going to have to work for him.
Yeah, he picked up, but he picked up way too much. Chris Stein. Chris is over here in the race Gilman Lane out of Silver Lake, Indiana, in his Diamond Dragster.
Michael Shelton out of New Carlisle, Ohio, with a McIlvain car, number 19 with a 454. You know, some of these drivers are going for it. I think that's why they're just sliding underneath of the loop there on the 450, because it's tight trying to get the number one qualifier.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of
Well,
a,
plus, as the temperature goes up, car's going to naturally slow down a little bit anyway. So now you're trying to pick it up. How much do you need to pick it up for the weather? How much do you need to pick it up for what you left on the table last run?
it's tough. 454, so Shelton goes within 1 thou of his earlier run. Stein goes.
Stein picked up, though. There he is, number 9. That's 451 with a 9 for Chris Stein. That's an improvement for him.
Well, Sean Langdon's anchoring that top 10.
Jerry Smith over here on the left side out of Liberty Township, Ohio. His advanced chassis dragsters over here on the Race Gilman side.
And Jake Orman out of Terre Haute, 92 Victory chassis. 476 was their earlier run. They runnered up earlier this year at Crossroads Dragway in the Fast 33. The Jake Super Quick winner last year at Lions Raceway Park. Jake Orman trying to maybe go a little quicker. We'll see. Whoa, Terry is ready. The driver is ready. Orman goes 489 off pace there, but Terry Smith busted the bulb.
451.8. He was 451.4 the last time, so Smith's ready to race. And trip zip on the tree. Jeff Smith Jr. out of Plymouth, Indiana. His Mullis dragster over here in the Race Gilman side.
I've got Glenn Julius, the undercover chassis dragster, in the number 60 spot. I believe Glenn's got a quicker hot rod than that, Mike. We'll find out if he can run quicker than that 486.
I don't know if that car is any faster.
He probably hopes it is today. He's in that number 60 spot. We got a lot of cars to come up yet. Yeah, Larry Burnshausen returning back to Grand Central Station. Well, how about within 6 thou, but Julius got 486.
Yeah, he don't pick up, but he runs consistent, and it's 475.7, 5 thou faster for Smith again, racing almost identical to the last run. Josh Camplain over here on the left side in his Worthy dragster from Greensburg, Indiana, currently not in the show.
Well, I guarantee you one thing, Mike. Josh will be in this show when it's over with. But you know, if you can just get on the ladder, it is a fast bracket race. And I've seen him win from the back half of the 32-car field. You know, the slower half, as we call it.
Yeah, all you got to do is be good.
That's a great way to put it. Ron Finney on his way. 453 goes quicker.
Yeah, Josh not even close. 555, 113. I don't know what that car is capable of. Josh doesn't bracket race here very often.
Yeah. Well, you know, kind of looking at the whole thing, we'll watch that car as he's entered in Super Comp, but
In fact, Finney picked up 3.
Yes, he did.
Wonder where he ends up. There he is, 14.
good move there.
Brian Browning over here on the left side out of Richmond, Kentucky in the American Dragster.
And I've got Tim Papp out of Charleston, Illinois. Tim Papp, a winner and top dragster at the Sports Nationals at Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Fast Four shootout race they had there. So Tim Papp, also top dragster runner, won at St. Louis Division III race last year, up to the task. He's on the outside looking in. Tim Papp, 001 on the tree. He throws the tree. He's got a 469. That'll put Tim Papp in the program.
And Browning 454 with a 6. That's 3 thou slower than his last run. Again, that's the consistency you're looking for to go racing. Papp moves all the way up to 41. Corey Mong. Corey's over here on the left side out of Pendleton, Indiana. His Diamond Dragster. He's came into this round number 23 at 455.
I've got Jesse York out of Muncie, Indiana, on the outside looking in, a 2015 winner. Well, he finished 8th in the points last year. Sorry about that. Quick 16 runner-up at Muncie last year. Jesse's just trying to get into this program. They're capable. Hopefully they got everything right and tight to make it happen. Jesse York, good looking run. They should do it. 483, 142. I believe that will put them in.
And a 463, about 8 slow for Corey, so he remains roughly where he was.
He's in.
Amber Egan over there on the left side. Amber out of Franklin, Indiana in her 01 Egan chassis car.
And out of the junior dragster ranks, Allison Prose out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the 18-year-old student, trying to get in the program here. So the careful staging process, Amber just tickling the ball. Allison looking for a good number, gets a 495. Boy, that should put him in at 134 mile an hour.
Amber picks up a couple to a 484. We'll end with Mike Bagley. Mike Bagley will be the last one down, and Mike currently number 1. So, well, I guess, well, that's right. Mike, I was incorrect. And we got some singles because we have some singles because some of the cars that would have been in the other lane were in the shootout.
Okay. Mike Bagley just hanging on there. Down there on the scoreboard. 455 taking the safe route, 151 for Bagley.
Yeah, Bagley knows for sure he's in the top 3 or 4 qualified, so wasn't no reason to lean on nothing. Put your bracket race setup numbers in there.
Well, our number 10 qualifier, Sean Langdon. Well, that's on your side, Mike. I've got Jeff Liebla. He is a winner of the JEG Super Quick Series way back in 1992. He's in the 28th spot with a 458.
And Langdon's over here on the left side out of Danville, Indiana. California. In his 14 undercover chassis car. And he runs just his bracket set up. 452 with an 8, 2 thou slower than his first run.
Liebler ran his bracket set up too. You know, that would have been a great matchup. Disco Dean Carnes rolls in from Fairborn, Ohio. Nah, on the outside looking in. So Dean Carnes points battle last year to Bob Nichols. Dean Carnes goes 459, 131. That ought to put them solidly in the field. We'll kind of take a look here right quick. Didn't see it in there. Okay. Well, Angela Neely in the number 63 spot with a 488. And I believe we got 3 cars left, so I would think Angela is fairly safe. We'll see if they step it up or just work on the consistency here. 488 was the earlier run. Clean and green. The flight plan is in place for Angela Neely. Goes 486, goes a little quicker as Angela will clear the racetrack. Angela goes into the 63 spot. And Christy Back, our current leader in the Jake Super Quick points chase here out of New Carlisle, Ohio. Christy in the 39 spot with a 468, runs it out through with a 466, picking up the pace there a little bit. Christy Back was a runner-up at the Jake Super Quick race there at Gateway Motorsports Park earlier this year. Also a runner-up at Paducah, Kentucky. Beacon Dragway not too many weekends ago. Billy Back with his Race Tech chassis dragster moves in. He's in the number 15 spot with a 453. Billy Back looking for a 453 again, goes 449 on the quick side, so the 453 will stand. We locked out.
Too fast.
All right, so that will conclude our qualifying for our Jake Super Quick as Billy Back, our last dragster down the racetrack, Quick 8 dragster winner at Cleves, Ohio to Edgewater. So we will put that ladder together as Dean Carnes hustles back with a pink taco dragster. Superstock Q2, Ken Sharp, Bruce Gibson rolls in. Ken Sharp, the Sharps Auto Shop El Dorado, one piece at a time. Number 27 on the qualifying list is Bruce Gibson. Spinning those hoops out of Dayton, Indiana, the 74 Dart in the number 33 spot. In our qualifying, this is Q2. This is their final shot at the racetrack here today as the sun is still on full power here at the racetrack. Bruce tickled the tree a little too close. goes 1081, 121. Ken Sharp goes 1103, 121.
All righty, Bruce Gibson, 1081, 121, 1103, 122 for Ken Sharp. Jeff Turk, the 15 Challenger, the Wild Turkey engineering car over in the Chevy lane. Factory Super Stock C, he's in the right lane. Carlo, out of Schaumburg, Illinois, and oh baby, very, very close to an accident mid-track, about 300 feet. They were both way too near the center line. The Corvette shut her completely off. He's Super H automatic. Shuts off the clocks at 1483. Jeff Turk, he's also way out of shape in that 15 Challenger. So he tools on down the track. He does get back on the throttle, but his 1137 is not indicative of a car that's on a 965 index. That could have been ugly. Scott Stilling, Scott's Grand Am over here in the Chevrolet lane. Super Stock A modified. Scotty lists himself out of Floyd's Knob, Indiana these days. He lives down in southern Illinois. Their used car lot in Louisville. Tony over the Filming side. He goes 001 red, don't make any difference. GTE automatic Camaro. Scotty will get there first, 867, 155 on the 9 flat index, 988, 133 for Bartoli. He's on a 1065 index. Got Marty Booth. Marty's out of Freeport, Illinois. Super Stock O automatic Mustang in the Chevrolet side. Over in the Ray Skillman side, I got Sam Monteleone in his 13 Mustang. He's a factory Super Stock D. Runs on a 990 index, ran 893 on the previous run. Monteleone car so fast made it look like Marty Booth's car broke. 908, 152. He's about a tenth and a half above what he ran before. Booth, on the other hand, 1392. Well, he's slowed a bunch too. So he may have had some kind of problem at only 94 miles an hour. Bob Lowry, Super Stock B Super over here in the Chevrolet lane, 84 Bobby Rashad, GTC automatic Firebird, 1040 index, ran a 970 a while ago, runs a 971 this time, 939, little bit 3 better for Bob Lowry at 142. Hey, I need round 2 for the quick fuel shootout. Need you back to the lanes, 11 and 12, or I don't know, over there near where the golf carts got the lanes blocked. I'm sure lane 11 and 12 probably full of golf carts, so get over as far as you can. Hell, run over a golf cart if you want to. Won't bother. But anyway, I need the 4 cars in the quick fuel technology round 2 to the lanes. Ron Terrell, 984, 133 in the Super J automatic Camaro, which couple off what he ran earlier. Dan Kyle, 985, 137. That's almost a tenth better than his previous run in his GTG automatic Firebird. Kevin Murphy, GTM automatic Cutlass. Allendale, Illinois is what he calls home. And Gordon Gilman, out of Marne, Michigan in a 90 Skylark. Superstock AX, for those of you that don't keep close track of what those are, X means that sucker's a 6-cylinder. And when you're in Superstock with that X, that means the 6-cylinder would terrify anybody with half a brain. And Gilman shuts off the clocks, 8:77, 150 miles an hour, and a 90 Buick Skylark with a 6-cylinder in it. 11:03, 119 for Murphy in his Cutlass. So he slows almost a tenth from his previous run. Gilman, on the other hand, had not gotten a good run. He was way slow earlier, so his 8:77 probably makes him happy. Hi, sweetheart. How you? Don O'Malley. O'Malley's over here on the right side, his Super H automatic Corvette. He ran a 981 earlier on his 1060 index. Gary Sutton, he ran earlier 936 on his 1005 index and 943, so he slows about 8. But who knew Gary Summers knew how to build a big block? I thought he only knew how to build 302s. Mike Morgan. Okay, this surprises me. Wonder if Mike got a spare motor, because I thought he hurt that dude pretty bad a while ago. Superstock M automatic over here in the Chevrolet side in his Firebird. And Craig Marshall over there on the left side. 916 is what Craig ran in his Grand Am earlier. And Marshall 905 150 picks up over a 10. He was 916 previously. 1087 114 for Morgan. I guess he didn't blow it up. I guess he blew the oil filter apart earlier. All I know is he made one whale of a mess right there at the burnout box. Now here's a car everybody should want to drive. This looks like a Class A ride down the track. Kurt Neighbor, Superstock A, 64 427 Thunderbolt. Got the proper amount of pedals in it to make it go. Like Superstock BX. And at the finish line, the little Pontiac gets, or the little Cavalier gets there first. 859 155 to an 890 146 for Neighbors. Of course, if you want a really good ride in the Thunderbolt, you got to talk Ray Paquette into letting you drive that one. George Wright, Factory GTG. That means it's got one of these new modular Ford motors in it, 281 inches. They got Larry Hodge in the Superstock L Automatic Monte Carlo. And the little Ford's going to get there first. 1015 132 miles an hour to a 1051 123. Dave Dufresne out of Elkview, West Virginia. 67 Camaro Superstock G, 3-pedal car. On the left side, Joe Ewing, GTG Automatic, 68 Dark. And a 952 136 for Dufresne's Camaro. Ewing 1061 121. Rick Stanghede, Over here in his Firebird GTD automatic. On the other side, Matt Hoover GT Truck B. He's over there in the Ray Skillman side. They both go red, but it's just a qualifier. So 998, 132 for Spaghetti. He picks up about 100. 979, 131 for Hoover. He drops 100. Gene McBean, Superstock G automatic in the right lane. Ken Hutchison, Superstock H. Well, that didn't work out for Kenny much because he rolled right on across the tree. Hey, I do need these quick fuel technology second rounders. I need you guys to the lanes right now, please. I need my 4, round 2. North Central Division quick fuel super quick shootout cars. To the lanes, please. Well, Hutchison's got some kind of a problem with that car. He looked like he was going to stage it up, and then I'm not sure what he's doing. He's not the youngest guy at the track. One never knows. And a whole bunch of safety guys over there to lean on it. All they got to do is get Kenny to push in the clutch, and then they'll let Gene McBean Super G automatic Cobra Jet take off down the track. He previously ran a 977. I just heard one of my safety guys trying to push a car with a spool and talk on the radio at the same time. He evidently almost needed some more air to get the words out. All righty. McBean, tree should come down shortly. He's got the top bulbs on. He'll turn. There we go. Tree's coming down. Away he goes. Nice wheels up launch for the 69 Cobra Jet. He shuts off the clocks 978, which is about 100th off what he ran earlier. Hutchison, I don't know what his problem is, but they pushed him on away, so. Next pair in the water be Ryan Haig and Bob Alvey. While it's quiet, I'm going to say one more time, I need Quick Fuel Technology round 2. I need my Quick Fuel Technology shootout cars back to the lanes right now. Quick Fuel Technology shootout round 2. I need you back to the lanes. Looks like we got Ryan Haig, Super E Automatic 67 Camaro, be next up in the Chevy lane, and Bob Alves, GT Truck C, GMC pick-em-up truck. It's over in the Ray Skillman side. So it looks like we've got some kind of a little bit of moisture we're wanting to mop up there on the starting line after Kenny Hutchinson exited the track. So we're on hold right now while the starters make sure that any moisture that might have been dropped by Kenny there as he might have been radiator burping a little bit. I don't know what happened because he pulled up there to the stage. And then next thing you know, he decided to go ahead and leave and try to turn off. Hey, first call, Super Comp, lanes 15, 16, 17, 18. Super Comp, first call, lanes 15, 16, 17, and 18. Oh, no, I'm all right. I just moved over there while you was calling. And away we go. Heg leaves a couple foul too early, but again, just a qualifying run. 961, 135, picks up a couple hun. Now make it 1070, 120 for Alvy's truck. He picks up one. Brent Jones, the factory Superstock K, the driller. It's over there in the Ray Skillman side of the track, the 10 Challenger. And Larry Eagle, Superstock J, 84 Firebird. And a 943, 140 for Jones. He slows a hun. And Eagle, quite a bit of smoke down there on the big end, slows a 10. Might want to make sure that car out of the right lane is dry. A lot of smoke and he slowed to 10. Start smoking. Tony DePillo will be up next in the Honk and the Hemi over here in the Chevrolet side. Superstock A. And over there on the left side, in that Ray Skillman lane in his Mustang. And looks like DePillo had a problem because he slowed down suddenly. Bill runs 890. He ran 889 last time, so he slowed on. 1038, way off for DePillo's Honk and Hemi. Not only do we have a Hemi and a cool old Mopar, it's a stick. Sean Dorman over here on the right, Superstock B Automatic, 65 Belvedere. And the left side, Ray Skillman. Ray is Dan Oldings, GTK Automatic Monte Carlo. And Dorman's going to get their first 942 at 139. Left side, Olding, 1097, 122. Next up, the original Bob Marshall Dodge material car, the 65 Dodge Coronet Superstock A Automatic, sponsored by Bob's Company, Eastland Crane and Dodge Material. Car won the 79 Gator Nationals, 85 Atlanta, 85 Keystone Race, 86 Keystone Race, the 03 Spring, and Bill Fodder GTD Automatic, his Corvette, over there on the left side. Marshall 954, 140, about 3 slower than last time. 1005, 130 for Fodder, picked up 2 over his last run. Bill Rank, right side, Super L Automatic in his GTO. Left side, Joe Cover, Super B Modified. Covert gets there first 9:08. He picks up a 10th, 9:08 145, and a 10:66 122 for Rink. Mike Stokes isn't really up there. Evidently having a problem. Aaron Dysinger, GTH automatic. We pushed that car off last time, so he must have got whatever was wrong fixed. GTH automatic 92 Old Sierra. And Dysinger runs a 1043 at 125 miles an hour on that run, which is about a half second under the index. So he fixed whatever was broken. So now we're into Superstock record runs. Mike Stokes, Superstock B modified, 862. Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and Stokes Auto Care, that 005 Cavalier, 337 inches, a little Chevrolet motor on a 920 index. Megan Miller, to the tower, please. Megan Miller, we need you up to race control, please. So Mike Stokes making a record attempt, 862, the current record. Ooh, nice wheel stand. Set them wheels down about 80 feet. Is there a new record? 842, 2/10 better. Dennis Braden, factory Superstock K, running off a 1005 record, ran a 945 earlier. So let's see if, well, he can't improve because he didn't go anywhere. Because I'm not sure what happened. Because his Challenger is parked at 300 feet against the wall. And it didn't look like he left hard, so I think he had a problem right from the get-go. So I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, Dennis, I guess, is not going to have his attempt to improve on the record. All righty, here we go. Ray Paquette. He's going to try to improve. He already went under by 16 the last time. He's trying to improve on 853. And he don't improve. He runs 100 slower. But it's definitely good for a record. He runs a 54 this time. He ran a 53 last time. See you, buddy. Myron Ramey. He went under his record a while ago, 11:51. So the record was 11:68. So he's up here trying to see if he can better it again. And he does not improve. He slows way down to a 10:35 at only 127.
All right, again, just a reminder, the RFC Chapel service will be tomorrow. And 8:15, we lost our note up here. There it is, non-denominational chapel service. We'd like to invite you to that at 8:15, third floor of the Parks Tower.
So the disappointing news for J.J. Twitchell is I just wanted to verify it with Jay. Sportsman cars aren't like the pros. They still got to back their record up. Unfortunately, whatever happened to J.J. Twitchell, his car slowed down to 3 thousandths above the old record. His first run was way under it. But his second run, whatever happened to him there, slowed him to 10:35 with a 3. The old record was 10:35. So he did not back it up.
All right, we're going to plug them in as we are down to the semifinals of the Quick Fuel Technology Super Quick Shootout. Who will take the big prize at the end of the day? Will it be George Atchison Sr.? There's only 4 in the mix as Jeremiah Hall backs up the Firecracker Performance dragster over here on the right side of the racing surface here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Beautiful day, still no clouds in the sky, sun's on high beam, and we are racing. Jeremiah Hall will dial 453. George Atchison 462 out of the left-hand lane. So Jeremiah Hall taking out Chris Carrico the first round. George Atchison taking out Kyle Camp. So who will punch their ticket into that final? We'll find out here in a few seconds. Tighten your seatbelts and hang on. Start for Jeremiah Hall. George Atchison Sr. will be in that final. Atchison goes 3 thou under the 462 dial, but Jeremiah pressed the tree just a little too tight. 1 red for Hall. Hall goes 1 under the dial out the back door. So George Atchison Sr. punches the ticket. Next pair, who will be into the final? Will it be Ashley Bach or Jacob Bach? Double vision here as Jacob Bach is on the left side with a 455 dial. He'll put Ashley Bach on the Chevrolet side with a 457. 200 separating them out of the gate. We'll have a back in the final. Will it be Jacob or Ashley?
Well, it'll be one of
So
them.
husband and wife. Wow, here we go. No, I did not know the connection there. Rich Bowers fills me in. Husband and wife. Boy, this could be treacherous.
The real question
I'm
is,
telling you.
who's going to be sleeping on the couch then, probably.
Oh, buddy, whoever wins this race better just keep going fast way back to the pit and go way to the other side of the
I'd
property.
just turn right down there and go out the front gate.
Okay. All right, Mike. Good game plan. You know all the shortcuts to get out of here.
I've actually done that.
Well, Ashley goes red. Jacob goes into the final. Jacob Bach dead 323 pack for Jacob. Ashley pressed the tree 8 thou red. Ashley goes 4 thou under at the top end, so it'll be Jacob Bach in that final. Jacob Bach.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So Jacob Bach, George Atchison will settle the Quick Fuel Technology Super Quick Shootout 2016. Little nitro in the pipe. Well, if you like nitro, this is your chance. As the nostalgia nitro funny car rolls in,
And if you don't like nitro, shame on you.
you betcha. This is your school of racing here, Mike. Take her away.
This is it. Single mag, old car, nostalgia, funny car, my kind of piece. But I was just asking somebody a while ago, when did I get old enough that all these drivers out here look like they're 12 years old?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, you've settled in one of these hot rods that's out here on the racetrack. We didn't call them nostalgia back then, but we're calling them
No,
nostalgia
we
now.
called them brand new.
You know, I got to tell you a little story. Back in '72, had a neighbor that ran nitro funny car, 25 grand turnkey. Boy, you couldn't touch what, a wheel on one for practically that?
No kidding. Well, the guy that bought my car spent just over $100,000 for a car, tons of spare parts, and the truck and trailer back in 1972.
So fast forward, here we go. But you know, I love the nostalgia feel and the look. It just brings back some great memories.
Well, I don't want to down.
Oh, there, Mike.
Yeah, he was cooking to the 8th mile, 405, 165. Then saw a little wisp of smoke just past the 8th mile.
So 102 60 foot, you know, that's probably pretty close to the air, maybe a little stronger now than it was then. I don't know if you paid much attention. You're 60 foot when you had your
I paid
fuel
close
cut.
attention.
Okay,
There wasn't no
or-
such thing as a 60-foot tire.
Okay.
I can tell you what I ran at the finish line because that's all they told me.
All right.
And I'm not even sure I believed what they told us occasionally about what man, you're forgetting handwritten time slips. Back
Okay. That was before my time, just barely.
even at a national event, handwritten time slips.
Jeepers. Now you did not have stone wheels on your car, though. They were rubber slicks.
No, and I didn't have to drag my feet to stop the stupid
Okay,
thing.
Fred. Okay, top alcohol funny car coming at us, doing some testing here
I
today.
did though have to shift gears.
Oh, you did have. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I used my thumb to push the button.
Nah, right. All right.
Super Comp, you should be in the lanes as we're pulling you guys around the corner to come play. Excuse me, race. We would never ever use that.
How about a 579, 244-mile-an-hour pass? It's a crew was very happy with that run.
That car still wasn't.
257, 381.
That's a career best. Career best.
Hey, found out Mike Coyle career best, they're telling you? Wow. Rob Pfister, good looking run, 025 on the 3.993 60-foot, the 8-mile run, 381, 579. That is a career best for Rob Pfister and the gang, so great job. We are back into Super Comp time trial session number 2. This is all they get today. Brian Arena Red Cook, Fast Eddie. All right, Jimmy Smith, Rick Forrest, left and right. Jimmy Smith, Rick Forrest, trip zip potato chip. He'll get a hamburger to go with it as Forrest goes 889 with a 4, 182 miles an hour. Jimmy Smith goes dead on with a 7, 172 mile an hour. So a pair of good baseline runs to work with as Tom Jameson out of Urbana, Illinois, the retired welder, on the Ray Skillman Auto Group lane with the dragster Tommy Mooney, 68 Camaro, out of Lake Villa, Illinois. RPM's coming up on one of them hot rods. They'll settle it back down. Jameson approaching that stripe down there at the top end, a quarter of a mile away, goes 887 on the quick side with a 157 mile an hour pass. 886, a little quicker for Tommy Mooney's Camaro at 151 miles an hour. Bill Rudy out of Lima, Ohio, the Moser Engineering dragster. And Steve Hoyt out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Steve Hoyt, shootout winner at the Jegs Sports Nationals in Bowling Green, Kentucky, goes 891 at 183 miles an hour. Steve Hoyt's got that horsepower to chase with. Bill Rudy goes 881 at 165 miles an hour, so they'll regroup and try to work with the numbers. Jerry Mellis and Daniel Leslie the fourth. Daniel with that gorgeous 97 Avenger with a Mopar power plant. Jerry Mellis, the M&M chassis dragster out of Hope, Indiana. Jerry Mellis puts a 008 bulb on the time slip. What's he going to go on the finish, the bottom part of that time slip? 889 with a 162, 891. So they're on both sides of the Super Comp N number of 890. And I would be very pleased with either of those time slips. As Ty Davis and Dennis Brown move in. Ty Davis on the west side of the track, the sunny side with the 32 Bantam. Dennis Brown on the east side with the Advanced Express Ed Quay built dragster. For Dennis Brown. Dennis Brown's got the pedal down as the finish line is approaching for both drivers. Dennis Brown goes 884. And Ty Davis quicker yet with an 880. They'll grab them time slips and say, okay, plan B. We'll try that tomorrow. Scott Vandewalker, the Viper, the Quick Fuel Technology Viper out of Portland, Tennessee. And Brandon Martinson. Scott walking the tightrope over there on the left-hand lane. He'll pace on the scoreboard, 891, 161. Brandon on the quick side, 887 at 169 miles an hour. Ron Finney, Jack Dorsett. Front and center. Ron Finney reserved the Ray Skillman Auto Group lane with that Carter constructed dragster running that Schmidt motor. Jack Dorsett, the GL's Paint and Body Shop dragster, the technician. Both of them just missing the tree as Ron Finney covers the quarter mile, 884, 177 miles an hour, and quicker yet, Jack Dorsett, 872, 111. Very interesting, Dorsett 872, and the mile per hour just barely over 100, Mike. Little different strategy there for Jack Dorsett. Got through the first half of the racetrack very quickly and then just laid off the power at the top end. Couple bottle rockets. We'll light them here in a minute. Rick Bailey left, Janice Swan right. Out of Decatur, Illinois, Rick Bailey, running for Larry Hodge Racing Tire. Rick Bailey, 004 on the tree, goes 2 over the dial, 168 miles an hour. Janice Swan, a 888, 173 mile an hour pass. And as a driver in Super Comp, 888, I can definitely work with those numbers. Bob Prose, Eric Wilkerson. Bob Prose with the monostrut dragster over there on the Ray Skillman Auto Group lane, the Auto Body Collision owner. Out of Terre Haute, Eric Wilkerson, the metallurgist. The Jaws Racing team with that Racecraft chassis dragster. Metallurgist. Hard to spell. Got to look that one up, find out what they do for a living. Maybe we can have them inspect these Wallies up here. They're chrome. You betcha. As Mike says, they can find out if they really are. Bob Prose got the best of the tree. He squeezed it a little tighter. Prose goes 886, 175. Wilkerson will take that time slip, throw it away. 868, 162 miles an hour. Wow. Bob Aker, the Dragon Wagon out of Canby, Indiana, running for the Freedom Racing Engines organization. That's a 67 Chevy Nova. That Chevrolet under the hood to get the job done. Tim Garrison, the TGR Products undercover dragster. They shovel snow out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. You betcha. Tim Garrison, the Vail Bondsman. They're both. Wow, Bob Aker pulls the wheels up and says, hey, look what my 565 can do. Tim Garrison's gone. 754. That definitely. Aker was dead on 4 and Tim Garrison was just dead fast. I think it was. Tim Garrison, 754. Well, I'll tell you what. Tim Garrison is just chasing the combination, and it's not cooperating. Bruce Broker's up next with his Camaro, and Rose Richardson, the P&R Express dragster out of Woodburn, Indiana. Rose's car looked like the back end just jumped off the ground when it took off. Bruce, he's down in the next county. Rose trying to catch up. Bruce goes 844. Wow, 154. Bruce says, okay, regroup, gang. Rose goes 892 at 170 miles an hour. Well, the diaper man, Dennis Ridgway, out of Cerro Gordo, Illinois, the land of Lincoln. S&W Chassis Dragster, sponsored by Lucas Oil, VP Race Fuels, Mickey Thompson Tires, K&N. Dennis has been out knocking on a lot of doors, making a lot of phone calls, got a lot of sponsors lined up on his dragster. Dave Dahlem, the Dahlem Racing Dragster, out of Tremont, Illinois, town just around Peoria, Illinois. Judy, the crew chief for Dave. Ridgway, one of those 170, 180 plus mile an hour chasers, will run the Chevrolet. Ridgway will be on the throttle stops for at least an eighth of a mile. Just joking. 1 thou separating them out of the gate. 179 mile an hour charge for Ridgway, but boy, he's way too quick. 869. Dave Dahlem, he'll take that time slip and be happy with that 889, 177 mile an hour run. Scott Mackey, Bill Jackson. Jackson's in the house with a Jackson Scratcher. Out of Mansfield, Ohio. Scott Mackey, the Babaloo Racing rear engine dragster out of Michigan. Bill Jackson took a win here at the U.S. Nationals 2005, only it was in super gas class. So Bill Jackson, very comfortable at this race facility here at Lucas Oil Raceway. What a beautiful weekend. Hey, the grass, the lawn around here looks like April or May. It's just as clean and bright green as it can be. Bill Jackson, 009 on the tree. That's sweet. Scott Mackey not far behind on the reaction time. Finish line capture, Scott Mackey, 889. Bill Jackson, 888s. As he drives it out the back gate. 2 good runs. You betcha. Just tap the brake a little bit and you'll make that 890 show up on that scoreboard in spades. Brian Harris, John Sickish, left and right. Brian Harris, the painter. He's going to try to paint some wind lights on the scoreboard this weekend. He's on the Ray Skillman side, the west side, the sunny side. John Sickish on the east side as the sun fades away from the east, moves to the west. The John Sickish Racing. John retired. Plants his mailbox. Well, John's going to turn the power on just about now, maybe. Goes 886, 158, a little quicker. Harris goes 885, dialing long distance. Mile per hour, 130. How about Lynn Serena? Out of Petersburg, Illinois. Not too far from my old hometown. That's a Rich Gebhardt built chassis dragster sponsored by Fry Williamson Express. Commercial printer, Lynn Serena. Leo Zinda, the Ring and Pinion Shop. Leo knows how to get to those winner's circles. Yes, he does. Leo, a little bit of a wiggle. The car goes just a little bit to the right. He corrects it very quickly with that little steering wheel. Goes 888s, 178, good number. Lynn goes 891, 169. As Stephanie Shelton and Joe Fusting pull in. Stephanie. Shellfoot Racing, team out of New Carlisle. McIlvain chassis. This year, brand new, Mike. Joe Fusting, also a brand new chassis. McIlvain, that shop was busy this year. A couple 2016 constructed race cars. Yeah. Parker Store Racing, Joe Fusting, right side. They'll light up the scoreboard here. First they lit up the tree with 2 green bulbs. Stephanie 006. Stephanie inside the bulb looking out, now looking at the finish line. Stephanie 885, a pair of them. Stephanie had a 7 in the thou. Joe had a 6 in the thou range. So this is Michael Shelton. Hey, this is the first shot I've seen Don Higgins here today. Don Higgins. Oh, I got to look this up. I think Don went back to back here. Yes, Don Higgins. Don Higgins goes back to back here at the Fall Classic 2013, 2014 right-hand lane. Won Super Comp 2 years straight. Don Higgins. Crew Chief Pro Software Dragster. First trip down the racetrack. Don must have just got here on the property. Michael Shelton, 002 on the tree. And 889, 178 for Shelton. Don Higgins got to turn the knobs back, turn the power back, 852, 165 is
Super Pro to the lanes, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Super Pro lanes 15, 16, 17, and 18. To the lanes, please.
Kevin Trusty, Angela Neely. Working the racetrack, trying to work the numbers as we are down on the top end looking things over, looks like.
Super Pro lanes 15, 16, 17, and 18. Super Pro for your second and final time run. 15, 16, 17, and 18.
So a little bit of
That's why I texted you back already.
little bit of debris picked up down there. Looks like Higgins maybe lost the hood scoop off that dragster. All right, Warren Evans, our D3 TV technician over here, kind of confirmed what I thought I saw. Don Higgins' scoop went flying straight up into the air as he approached the finish line down there. So they're making sure we got all the Zeus fasteners picked up down there. As Kevin Trusty and Angela Neely patiently wait, as that is our delay for right now, making sure we got everything picked up down there. So it looks like we are back to action here as we've got things straightened up down there. We did a little bit of grooming as Kevin Trusty and Angela Neely are going to get this opportunity. Well, Angela better bump in there. Angela's in. Away we go. Kevin says, no problem. 001 on the tree, Kevin Trusty. He is streaking down the left side of the racetrack, goes on the quick side, 883, 182 miles an hour, mile per hour, but the ET is the one number they're wanting to tame down. Angela goes 892 at 170 miles an hour. Rick Hughes, Tim Millwood. Tim Millwood with the Flying Daytona. The Silver Bullet Express out of Columbus, Indiana, running that big Dodge under the hood. He looks over the bow, and there's Rick Hughes with his dragster out of Fishers, Indiana. So we're going to get the fuel flowing real fast through the veins of these engines. Tim Millwood down track very quickly. Rick Hughes making up that ground down there at the top end. He's coming hard. Rick Hughes, 893 at 160 miles an hour, and 100th quicker is Tim Millwood, 892, 153. Tim Papp out of Charleston, Illinois, the body shop owner, plugged into the Chevrolet side. Dean McIlvain. Another 2016 chassis. Boy, they've been busy in that shop this year, building chassis. So the McIlvain race cars, that's at least 3 brand new race car chassis we've seen go down this racetrack here in the last 10 minutes. Dean's clean and green, Tim Papp. On that red-eye flight northbound and down, Tim Papp getting there very quickly. 886, 174. McIlvain, 887. Tripping the beams at 180 miles an hour. When Super Comp first came into play, they were running 145 to 150 miles an hour. Well, the game got to be, let's chase with a bigger block and we can eye up that finish line a little better. Pat Lamont, Barry Ryan move in.
I need my quick fuel shootout final. Back to the staging lanes, please. Probably 13, 14 should be open for you. Quick fuel technology shootout finalists. Need you back to the lanes, please. Probably 13, 14 will be all right.
Barry Ryan goes 886, 165 with the Ed Quay chassis. Left side, Pat Lamont, 895, 162. Pat Fitzpatrick, former U.S. Nationals winner, with that Gebhardt chassis dragster, sponsored by Lucas Oil. Pat, the contractor out of Peoria, Illinois. 2012 runner-up, St. Louis Super Comp. Jason Hartig, out of Ohio. Lancaster, the hometown where they mow their yard. Triple fives, triple nickels, sitting under the mailbox for Jason. Racing Jason, Pat Fitzpatrick, just about to plug in that dragster. Few more inches. They can do it. No, they can. We're ready. 3, 2, 1. The launch is on. Pat 004. He welds the tree. Jason painted it red on the right side. Pat 881 on the quick trip to the grocery store, 170 miles an hour. And Jason also on the quick side, 882. So I guess that's okay on a double breakout if you're Pat Fitzpatrick.
Super Pro, you should be on the way to 15, 16, 17, and 18. 15, 16, 17, and 18 for Super Pro for your second time run. Also, I need my quick fuel technology shootout finals in 13 and 14. Quick fuel shootout finalists to 13 and 14. Got Chris Balcom left side and Chuck Ridenauer right side.
Chris is behind, but he's ahead now. How about 889 with a 171. Chuck will love that time slip.
You bet.
887, 168 for Chris Balcom.
Jennifer Liggett, she's over here in the Ray Skillman lane from Seymour, Indiana, in her dragster.
Corey Baker, Rich Gebhardt built Chevrolet Power dragster, the body and paint man from Crawfordsville. Corey's behind, but oh, buddy, is the power kicking in now down here for Corey Baker. Well, he goes 881, 164.
I guess he didn't really want to catch Jennifer. She was running so much too fast. 866, 154. Well, we have Super Pro now at the ready line. Got Rick Ingles, S10 pickup over here on the Skillman side.
Well, I'm going to stretch out the wheelbase on my side as Andrew Gick rolls in with that Mike Spitzer built dragster. Mike Spitzer. Mike has been at it a lot of years, builds them from junior dragsters all the way up to Marty Thacker's top alcohol dragster. Quite a shop and quite a business that he's had over the years. So we're into Super Pro time trial session. This is all they get, Mike, because then they're going to have them dials the next time we see them.
Going to want to have it right next time you come up.
Boy, you better, because from what I can tell, what's going to be in Super Pro tonight, you better bring your AAA game. Plus,
It's going to be cool.
Andrew says, how about 012? That looks good. Goes 519, 130. We're 8th mile going now.
740, 90 mile an hour for Ingles S10. Jeff Reed's S10 next up over in the Ray Skillman side.
And the Chevelle rolling in from Reelsville, Indiana. Why not? Ted Knott at the wheel. Chevrolet Performance Elaine. Boy, oh boy, that sun is setting fast, Mike.
It ain't gonna set fast enough. Once it gets in this wind, it stays up too long.
Well, before we were blinded because that sun was about over there where the Indianapolis is on that Swedes over there. But boy, it's really faded to the south here. In the last Well, Ted Knott, he grabbed the wrong color bulbs to put on the tree. He grabbed the red strand, goes 627, 109.
639, 106 for Reed's S10. Todd Taylor. Todd's over here in the left-hand lane. 67 Chevelle SS.
Well, I got a mystery car. We surely have got that one loaded by now, but we don't have that one listed right now. So we're going to try to get these people identified, especially 377P, we'll just call it that, goes 602, 110. Todd Taylor goes 650, 104. Zach Reinert out of Unionville, Indiana, 79 Malibu. Ivan Ray III, 67 Nova. SS is the best. Ivan Ray says, well, let's make this race a little more interesting. Let's do a little wheel stand for Kevin Peppera as Ivan goes 574, 118, but he'll have to clean up 3 numbers in the RT. Meanwhile, Zach puts a 003 on the tree, but problems set in for old Zach's Malibu. 1046. Kyle Camp. Andy Camp back in that race car up. Kyle quickly doing it. Andy Camp, the head mechanic over there for that Egan chassis dragster, and Buddy Ray. 82 Camaro. Bright red checkerboard flag draped across the quarter panel of that race car. Kyle Camp. Jake Super Quick in the number 3 spot. I think he's in the mix to try to get this done for the championship. Kyle Camp also was number 3 in the Quick Fuel Technology shootout. We've got that final for too much longer. We'll see who the 2016 winner is. Quick Fuel Technology shootout final. Kyle Camp taking a good swing at it. 467, 148 as Buddy Ray drops across the finish line second. 537, 128. Mike Daugherty and Ed Needy. A couple red race cars rolling in to Lucas Oil Raceway runway. Mike Daugherty, the 69 Mach 1 Mustang out of Franklin, Indiana. He looks over the bow. Ed Needy sits next door, the Whiteland, Indiana runner with a 68 Dart. Just trying to get some data. Very important data. They're trying to get that sweet spot located on the starting line as well. How about a pair of 006 bulbs? Wow. Well, we got to change those bulbs out. They just burnt the filament out of both sides. Mike goes 662 as they quickly flashed off my screen here. As Ty Davis and Henry Vandevoort roll in, they're very familiar with this racetrack here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Ty Davis, 32 Bantam. Henry Vandevoort, racecraft, office chair, loves it. Out of Plainfield, Indiana. Well, we've mentioned it many times. Ty Davis, former U.S. Nationals winner. But also a runner-up in the Jake Super Quick and that Bantam altered here at Lucas Oil Raceway 2011. Henry. Henry. Almost to Ohio. Ty Davis trying to catch up. Henry goes 464, 148. Ty Davis 590. Dialing long distance 135 on the MPH. Matt Mehiran, Jeremiah Hall, the Firecracker Performance dragster. Jeremiah Hall, the wheelman. He'll be burning a hole in that Christmas tree with those eagle eyes. Jeremiah Hall was our #1 Quick Fuel Technology Shootout points earner for 2016. Also top 10 in the Juice Projection. Jeremiah 007 on the tree. He left second on the RT. Matt outdid him there by 3 thou. Jeremiah goes 463, 147. Matt reaching for the finish line goes 709, 103. As Super Pro moves on with Joe Robertson Jr., a runner at Lions Raceway Park, 74 Maverick. Joe's been in that winner's circle there at Lions in the bracket program. Denner Morin, Pittsboro, Indiana. I believe that's Jeff Gordon's hometown. 73 Duster. He's looking to dust off the competition in Super Pro here later on. Right now we're collecting data. Very important piece of the puzzle to try to get into that winner's circle tonight. All right, main green, race mode, drivers, check. Finish line, check. Joe Robertson Jr., 644, 106. And Denner goes 6. We'll throw a couple nickels in the jukebox. 103 miles an hour for Denner. As Ray Miller and Ron Foss plug in left and right. Couple Buckeye runners. Ray choosing the Monza. Ron says Camaro. Got it. So the Christmas tree getting a lot of attention down there. You would think it's Christmas time and there's presents piled knee deep down there. They probably got visions of paycheck under the Christmas tree. Miller, Foss, dead late. Ray, 581, 118. Ron Foss, 597, 115. Justin Clark, Mike Ammerman with the Mustang, the gorgeous Mustang. The pro stock look from 78. Mike Ammerman. Got that Ford with a Chevy engine. Justin Clark, S&W chassis dragster. Rolling into the Ray Skillman Auto Group lane. Couple Indiana runners squaring up. Time trial session. Next time we see them, we'll be eliminating them. Each pair. Well, the tree is lit up. Justin's gone. Justin Clark, 529, 129, 504 for Mike Ammerman's Mustang, 135. So it's the Vega and the Cutlass. Jeff Liebler. Well, that's what it says. Didn't know Jeff had a Vega. Chad Covert out of Saukville, Wisconsin, 87 Cutlass with a Chevy. And it's a big one. So Jeff Liebler, I'm going to say it's Jeff behind the wheel. A former Jig Super Quick champ. Chad, well, he's done. 5:15, 134. Liebler, 6:59. At $1.03 is the price of that run. Glenn Julius, already done the burnout. Teddy just starting his burnout with his Camaro. Teddy Barlow from the town where we made our final stop for the 2016 Lucas Oil Series Division III at Bowling Green, Kentucky. Glenn Julius, the Grand Am. That is not a Grand Am. I wonder if that's Glenn Julius. Teddy grabbed a big green apple off the tree as he goes 5:27, 132. Julius 4:86, 143. As Jim Unum and Presley Wilkerson try their luck. So Jim, left side. Wilkerson, that'd be Presley with the Corvette, bright red, out of Louisville. Louisville, Kentucky, not Louisville. I've been corrected on that one already, Mike. Jim Unum. Jim Unum, 5:39, 126. Presley goes 6:3, 4, 110 with the Corvette. That'd be a nice ride on a Sunday afternoon. How about Ron Goodrich and Jeff Reed patiently waiting? Just a little bit of grooming going on out there as the push brooms are being put into use. Ron Goodrich, the Mustang. Jeff Reed, the Corvette. 30 years separating these two body styles as Jeff Reed's 63 Corvette moves in from Batavia, Ohio. Ron just came in just down the road from Greenwood, Indiana. All right, Ron Goodrich Mustang. Trailing hard, 6:01, 112 as Jeff Reed gets there first with the Corvette, 5:35, 128. Rob Kropfeld, Randy. I believe this is Burleson, not the way I'm seeing it on the screen here. 70 Camaro. Laundry basket on the back for good measure, and Rob Kropfeld, 71 Vega from Hamilton, Ohio. Well, they'll trip the beams here in just a little bit. Rob a little early. 005 Red Apple's got it in his back pocket. Doesn't want it. Randy will take the green one. 6:47, 105 for Burleson. Kropfeld 6:10, 112. Matt Bradford, the Barracuda. Matt Bradford, 69 was the year that car was put together. Boy, oh boy, those are classic machines. So the Barracuda trying to be not caught on that fishing line. Jim Planet. Well, Matt. Green bulb, 586, 116 for the Barracuda as Jim goes 693 at 99 miles an hour. Almost got over 100. Hey, if the track would have been probably a couple inches longer, he'd have been there as Jimmy Smith takes that undercover dragster from Walton, Kentucky. He'll just park it under the Ray Skillman Auto Group scoreboard. Phil Stamps will try to put his stamp down there on the Chevrolet Performance scoreboard. 70 Camaro They went through a couple paint booths at least with that car. Said, okay, just right, let's race it. It's a winner. Phil Stamps. He lit the green bulb on the right side. Jimmy did not. Jimmy goes 6:07, 136. As Stamps goes 5:98, 114. They'll cash in for a time slip. As Rob Foss and Dennis Bodendustel out of Clayton, Indiana, 72 Nova. He'll plug into the Chevrolet scoreboard. Rob Foss says, I'll take the other lane. S10 pickup truck. Rob says, doesn't matter. They're both quarter mile. But 8 miles over racing tonight in Super Pro. Dennis, 6:21, 109. Rob Foss, 6:33, 106. Jesse York, Nick Wallace. You know, they got another opportunity, and they hope they are close to what they ran earlier today. But, you know, so again, Mike Coyle doing the weather report as we were wondering, we haven't been out for a while, as Mike mentioned, the air's still pretty warm yet, so this will be these runs are probably, hopefully, are going to be pretty close for these drivers from earlier today. But as the sun sets, all right, Jesse York, Nick Wallace, they're hoping they're pretty close to their earlier time run. Real next. York, James Bond Green, and he's got it on mean. 492, 139 for York. Nick Wallace goes cruising with a 486 at 140 miles an hour. Kevin Wiggum, the Wiggum Wagon, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, 67 Chevy 2, all decked out with the stripes going down the side, is Tyler Sizemore, the Lions Raceway Park runner with that Danny Nelson chassis. Boonville, Indiana, that's where they parked that dragster through the week. All right, here we go. The Christmas tree is waiting. It's watching. It says, I see you guys. We'll put the pre-stage bulbs on. Here you come. The next photo cells are tripped. The next one will be the tree countdown. Whoa, the Wiggum Wagon goes airborne. 001 on the tree for Kevin Wiggum, 628, 108. Tyler goes 482, 141 in the Danny Nelson dragster. Flexing the Molly. Larry Mays the second out of Greenwood, Indiana. We'll roll in with Rob Saunders, Brownsburg, Indiana, Nova runner.
Hey, Kevin Pepper, can you hear us? Hey, Kevin, can you hear me? Hey, Kyle, is that you out there in the groove with a mop? Go over to the photographer and tell him that the quick fuel final is at the ready line, the 2 dragsters.
Larry Mays goes 598. Rob Sanders 608. As we're getting pretty close, Mike, sounds like to running our final in our quick fuel technology shootout. Well, Jeremy York, is that the house mouse over there? I believe it is. S10. I love that. The house mouse.
Oh, I think that's a neat name for the little truck.
I'll tell you what, I think I remember they either run a perfect bulb. I think they did. They cut a perfect line.
Oh, that
today.
truck is deadly.
Yeah, and Dave Maggart trying to get some more data with his Spitzer dragster.
Everything those York boys drive is deadly.
I'll tell you, they run.
And the York boys are deadly.
you're liable to see them anywhere running quick 8s, quick 6s. Jeremy goes 0-12. Well, that's your side. I'll stay on my side.
Jeremy, 535, 127, the little house mouse pick-em-up truck.
And the Spitzer Race Hot Rod, Dave Maggart, 463, 148, as we're getting pretty close to our final for the shootout. The
Yep, Quick Fuel Technology, shootout final.
ought to be a dandy, Mike.
You know, George Atchison's having a pretty good day, and he earned it, because I don't know if he changed the transmission or repaired the transmission. I think I understood
Oh, okay.
that they changed the transmission in George's car before the first round.
Well, you know, Mike, as well as anybody, when you go to changing major parts in a race car, you don't know where that thing's going to run.
Well, or whether you turned all the screws tight because you were in a hurry. There's all kinds of pitfalls in changing parts at the track before an elimination round when you're in a hurry.
Well, here's the final. I'll let you call it, but here we go.
George Atchison, Sr., he's over in the Chevrolet lane. He's out of Centralia, Illinois. 461, the dial for George's dragster. So he's going to get the head start. Jacob Bach, who beat his wife a while ago to get in the final, he's dialed 454 in the Spitzer car over there in the Ray Skillman lane.
All right, here we go. Quick Fuel Technology. Mike, take her away.
All righty, all the little bulbs are on, trees coming down, and it's over. George leaves 9 thousandths too early. 464, he runs 3 off his 461 dial. Bach 1 over, 455 on a 454. But George leaves 9 thousandths too soon in the Atchin Sons dragster. And that makes Jacob Bach our Quick Fuel Technologies Super Quick Shootout winner. Congratulations to the Bach family. Back into Super Pro now.
All right, Kenny Rooksbury and Josh Camplain, we get rolling along here. So again, congratulations to Jacob Bach, the Quick Fuel Technology 2016 champ, and George Atchison out of all the attrition that they had to deal with in the runner-up spot. So Kenny Rooksbury, Josh Camplain trying to get some good runs under their belt here before we go into competition with them later on this evening. So Josh Camplain, Super Comp winner last year at the Fall Classic, is back for more as Kenny Rooksbury came all the way from Brazil. Rooksbury, 8th mile, 490. Look at Josh Camplain, just 8 thousandths quicker, 490 with an egg, 139 miles an hour for Josh Camplain. Chris Miller, Kevin Adams. Kevin, the 67 Nova. Boy, isn't that a great cruising machine out there on the Chevrolet Performance lane. As Super Pro time session number 2, we're knee deep in it. Chris Miller with a dragster out of Danville, Illinois. Kevin Adams loves the fast 33 at Crossroads Dragway. 2015 is Super Pro Track Champ, Crossroads Dragway. Kevin Adams 524, 131. Chris Miller 549, 125 miles an hour. 2,000 separating them on reaction time. As Bob Nichols, the defending JIG Super Quick Champ 2015, will back it up, line it up in the green dragster. out of Charleston, Indiana. Ron Lower, Chevy Camaro. Bob, he's clean and green. 457, 152 as Ron Lower chases. 569, 118 with a Camaro. I got Paul Fiddler, Willard, Ohio runner with that 76 Vega. The body style very popular in the Nitro Funny Car ranks in the early 70s as Megan Miller takes the Spitzer dragster, the Monkey Business dragster. Small block Chevrolet Power for Megan. So as we mentioned earlier, Megan out of the junior dragster ranks, Mike.
Yep.
A lot of those racers coming out of that and moving right into the big cars. Megan, a Midwest Junior Super Series runner, pretty faithfully. Outlaw 330, Megan run a lot of those, finished in the top 10.
Junior's been around long enough now. You got kids down there 40 years old that ran junior dragsters.
Well, how about Sean Langdon here?
Yeah.
The top fuel ranks running here, came out of the junior dragster.
Oh yeah. Megan Miller 466, 151.
Paul Fiddler, 587, 116.
Nick Finney will be up next over there on the left side.
Hey, we got winner's circle down here right in front of us. Jacob Bach, the quick fuel shootout winner here this year, right out in front of the tower.
Looks like he got a few fans down there too.
Congratulations down there, the Bach Racing team. They've got reason to celebrate. How about Brent Jones, 72 Vega? Brent's busy. He's got the Gold Digger and Super Stock, running here in Super Pro, running that, I believe, in Super Gas. Nick Finney, the Buick. Is that a Skylark? Can't tell.
Just good special.
Okay. Be special if he'd win this Super Pro tonight, wouldn't it? I'll tell you, that is a pick 'em tonight. I can't wait, Mike. They'll be coming at us E-mode pretty soon.
Usually a good race.
Well, Brent Jones. There we go. Well, as Mike pointed out, Brent Jones standing outside the car. Brent, who's driving that? We got to figure it out. 541, 127 is Brent Jones. He is driving the Gold Digger. I know that. So we'll find out who is driving that 72 Vega as Brent Jones walks back. Nick Finney goes 647, 104 as we move into the next pair. Brad Lefevre, Nathan Smith. Nathan out of another one with the undercover chassis dragster. Quite a variety of chassis on the property. Nathan Smith coming all the way from Brazil, Indiana. Brad Lefevre out of Columbia City, Indiana. Miller chassis. Pretty dragster, left side. We'll wind them up and send gone. Looks like Brad Lefevre's leading the hit parade. 463, 150 out of that left-hand lane as Nathan Smith goes 519, 130. As Scott Sattler and Michelle Nichols jump into the Super Pro mix. Scott Sattler with the red Chevy. Michelle Spitzer dragster. Michelle from the Hoosier State. Pre-stage will be the last to stage. Last to stage with got the green light to work with. Michelle way down track goes 488, 139 as Scott Sattler goes 586, 117. So it looks like the celebration continues right out in front of the Parks Tower as Division III Director Jay Hullinger going to present the trophy to Jacob Bach and fans. Brought the whole family, didn't they? Ricky Ship. Jim Thurston, 474, 144. Ricky Ship busted the bulb, Mike.
See you down. We can see you from up here, Ashley. We can see you're trying to fool everybody. Who won?
Jim Thurston, 474. Ricky Ship, 649. As the celebration continues right in front of the Power Tower. How about this is the Power Tower here?
There you go.
Jacob Bach, great job. The group is very happy down there. What a great final.
Ricky Ship Senior left side, Amber Hagen right side. And Amber's PB, I ain't gonna tell you what that is because that ain't supposed to be on the speaker. Gary is up there working on the front of the car for some reason, so she ain't staged. Well, looks like the PB's done with the car.
Uh-oh. That's Power Broker, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever you think.
Well, here comes Nancy Pepperback. She's been down there with Kevin taking these pictures. Gosh, do not forget to go back to photos. They've been working hard at getting great shots of your race cars. Amber, 485, 141. What do you got, Mike?
Ricky, 721, 93 mile an hour in his Cutlass. And I got Roger Baker over here on the left side in his Mustang in the water out of Medora, Indiana.
Well, another race car we haven't mentioned a lot. How about a Ford Pinto? Tim Parso from Arcadon, Indiana. Does that sound right? Arcadon? Never heard of that town. Anyway.
Cannon, but I don't know. Could be anything.
All right, we know that is a Pinto. Looking at the tail lights on
it is a Pinto, that I assure you.
Oh yeah.
That probably is Tim Parsow in it, or that may not even be his name. I don't know. If they couldn't read where he lived, they might not be able to read it.
Well, I know that's a Pinto. Whoa, baby! Rogers on his game.
Baker went to the final here a couple races ago. 644, 106 for the Mustang.
Tim Parso, 579, 116, as we'll light up two more. Man, they're burning marshmallows on your side of the track. Look at that.
That Valiant that Bledsoe's got over there on the left side, even he thinks 64 Valiants are ugly, but he thinks what he did to it made it pretty, and I agree.
Well, I didn't know what the smoke screen was all about there. Maybe you knew the story, but anyway, I got Ryan Normans.
Because he and I were talking about it at the bracket finals that most people don't run 64 Valiant because ain't much you can do to them to make them pretty. And I told him, well, this one's pretty, and he said, well, thank you, but 64 Valiants ain't good looking.
I'll call it pretty, and I'll put unique at the end of pretty. Yes, it is. Had a neighbor that had a Plymouth Valiant 64. Looks like Ryan says, man, I got to get back. The steaks are burning on the grill. 467, 147.
710, 105 for Bledsoe's Valiant. But you know, a drag car is setting lower, put big tires on it. There are some really ugly cars that you turn into drag cars. They're actually pretty good looking.
That's right.
It's amazing what big tires and a loud motor will do for the appearance of a car.
Oh, yeah, you can overlook some of the other things that go on as, wow, here we go, Darrell Gray. I don't think I've mentioned Darrell here today yet. 67 Nova, I don't remember seeing
Yeah, I talked about him, I think, in the last round.
That is
I think he's only running.
that is a pretty race
Good-looking
car.
Robert Ryder out of Plainfield, Ryder Automotive. His dragster's over there in the Ray Skillman side.
Well, I got them wheelie bars hanging pretty low for Darrell. He don't want that front end to get up too high. Kind of hard to steer him that way. Slapped the bars a little bit. Got it settled in pretty quick. Darrell Gray is gone. 498, 139.
And a 491/140 for Ryder's dragster. Brian Shockley out of Spring Hill, Tennessee. His Camaro's over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Well, the Dart Zaster, Jim Falby, the wheelman, 68 Dart. Jim likes to run those Clinton all-out races. He won one at Coles County Dragway earlier this year. Also bracket races at Coles County. Does pretty good in the Quick 8, Super Pro. Well, two red-eye flights northbound. They'll get there quick. Jim Falby, 564, 122. Brian Shockley, 676 at 99 miles an hour. And we got people talking about food up here, just making us hungry.
That's it for you tomorrow morning. We're talking about breakfast.
Okay, they're talking about breakfast, and you do not want to miss this announcement, so pay attention.
We got a couple breakfast specials over at the concession stand tomorrow morning for those of you that may not be hungry now, but believe me, after that hangover wears off, you'll be hungry in the morning. Biscuits and gravy will be $2. Also, sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich will be $2. So there'll be a couple $2 specials over there at the concession stand center plate in the AM tomorrow morning before we start running. So remember that if you don't want to cook or go out and get you something to eat, center plate's going to have some. And their biscuits and gravy pretty good.
How about Jim Thurston, 497, Bailey Corral, 518. Mike, they'll probably have hot coffee too. That'll be popular.
Oh, I got my own hot coffee. Oh, I'm competing with concession stand.
Oh my goodness. You better bring a big pot of coffee for everybody.
Right there, man, behind us. All we got to do is get the orange one.
Okay.
But anyway, biscuits and gravy and sausage, egg sausage cheese sandwich.
Mike, I couldn't help it. Did you see that?
Didn't that Vega make an interesting run a while ago, too?
Rick
Rick Woods, Vega.
I swear, that car was bouncing like a basketball going down the full court press.
6'11", 114 to Matt Roberts, 478, 143.
Rick Wood just pegged our wow meter up here in the tower, and I hope that Warren Evans got a good shot of that on D3 TV. Yes, he did. That was cool. I got Larry Harmless, 73 Corvette. Can he try to peg our wow meter? Boy, that last one did. Who you got over there?
Jerry Mellis, the M&M dragster out of Hope, Indiana. It's over here on the Skillman side.
Look at that Corvette fly. You got there first.
586, 128 for the dragster.
Harmless goes 627, 108. Looks like Kevin Pepper is freezing the moment down there for Jacob Bach. Please make sure you get down there and check out their lens work, as him and Nancy's working hard here today.
Eric Wilkerson, his racecraft dragster over in the Ray Skillman side.
How about Andrew Harmless? The Harmless, they own the right side of the racetrack. Larry's son. Mike Coyle, 70 Nova. Pretty strong running car.
Yeah, pretty good car.
Whoa, baby. He tried to peg our wow meter. We'll give it a 9. Harmless, wheels up, 675, 99 miles an hour.
And a 509, 134 for Wilkerson's dragster. Dennis Brown out of New Palestine in a dragster over in the Ray Skillman side.
I got Mike King, the McIlvain chassis dragster out of Marysville, Ohio. So Mike King, Jake Super Quick, Lions Raceway Park winner 2014. I thought Mike King had been in that winner's circle. The crew down there really getting pumped up for old Mike King. The unsung heroes, Mike, we know who they are. You probably had crew on your team, maybe not. They are the eyes and ears outside of them race cars.
Dennis Brown, he shuts off clocks 5:04, 135. King shuts off the clocks 4:86, 140. Gary Whitefoot out of Hebron, Kentucky. His Camaro's over here on the Skillman side.
And Brandon Martinson's dragster. That's a Cameron dragster with a bow tie going for a ride. Tire stand tall at the 8th mile mark as Brandon gone. How about 476, 144?
655, 104 for Whitefoot's door car. Tiffany Brandon, Madisonville, Kentucky, racecraft dragster in the Ray Skillman lane.
Kelly Sperry in the powder blue 81 Malibu out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What's that? That Malibu? I truly think it is.
Well, Kelly goes a little red, goes 614, 111.
And Brandon, 471, 145. Bill Ruddy, or Rudy, I'm not sure which way it's they want it pronounced. Is it Rudy? Out of Lima, Ohio, in the American Dragster, over here on the Ray Skillman side.
Well, I got Jeff Smith Jr. just about to rock and roll over here on the Chevrolet Performance side. So Jeff, regular at Edgewater Sports Park in Cleves, Ohio, winner in Super Pro. Also runs at Mid-Michigan, comes down here and runs Super Pro occasionally. So Jeff Smith's one of them traveling racers. Flexing the old Mullis Chrome Molly, Jeff Smith Jr., 475, 144. Bill Rudy, 493, 139. Dysinger with that 78 Malibu eating up the track on the right side, goes 657, 102, 485, 141 for car number 3023. We will get that one identified, promise. We're checking on that right now as we speak, as we roll in with Tom Keenan and Chris Stein. Chris Stein left side, Tom Keenan on the morning side of our world. The Chevy out of Saginaw, Michigan. Trying to catch up. Chris Stein, 452, 154 in the dragster as Tom just could not get that Chevy off the line. Goes 687 at 102. Rick Long, 69 GTX, a regular here at Lucas Oil Raceway in their bracket program. So Rick Long, Franklin, Indiana. And I believe this is Mike Keenan with the Cavalier, a beautiful Cavalier. The yellow and white. Cavalier lagging behind. Rick Long's already striped at 623, 108. Mike goes 672, 121. That's Connor Millwood. Shorty Raider traded that dragster in for a door car out of Martinsville, Indiana. Shorty Raider, runner-up at Lions Raceway Park Super Pro at a bracket race way back in April. Shorty travels around, trying out different racetracks. He's on a good run here. Shorty Raider 508, 136 as Connor Millwood trips the beams with a 621 at 109 miles an hour. Jason McConnell, Jack Dorsett. Jack out of Plainfield, Indiana with the dragster. And, well, Jake's super quick. Dragster's always in the winner's circle, but Jason says, hey, door cars can do it too. He did it at Coles County.
Oh, yeah. That call to Jason's is really pretty dang consistent some days. And it does some of the prettiest wheelies at the track you got to root for him ever round.
You betcha. Let's wait and see what happens this time. He's on the left side. So Jason McConnell, as promised, did that wheel stand. Jack Dorsett, 523, 133. Look at a good run for Jason.
Yeah, 536, 128 for the Nova. Chris Balcom out of Guilford, Indiana in the 80, not a Firebird. That's right, we talked about this before. It's a dragster.
Either that or they really took that Firebird and made it their own there, but I've got Allison Pros in the dragster. So Allison, a junior dragster racer, former junior dragster racer, still does. Won the major class here at a bracket race earlier in April here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Allison also running Crossroads Dragway in the junior dragster ranks. Traded, well, I wouldn't say traded in because Allison earlier won a race here at Lucas Oil in the junior dragster ranks. Allison completing the burnout, executing that down here on the Chevrolet Performance side of the racetrack. So Chris Allison reserving the track for now for just a few seconds. Well, we're just getting warmed up here, Mike, as we've got your bracket program coming at us later on. We're getting closer to being in that elimination mode.
Yes, we almost know who everybody is that comes up on the screen.
Yay! I think they've been testing us today.
It might be round 2 before we know who they all are, but
I'll tell you, we're trying. Allison Pros goes 494, 134.
and Chris Balcom, 492, 139. They're both red, but
I think we're being put to the test today to just see how many of these we know without having any help
it
on the
should
screen.
seem like it, doesn't it? Jim Papp out of Charleston, Illinois, is 11 American dragster over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Bob Prose rolls in from Terre Haute, Indiana. Well, I'll tell you what, Warren Evans, D3 TV, he's monitoring over there, but he's helping us out with names as well.
Yeah, he's had a few for us.
All right, Bob Prose, Tim Papp. Well, they didn't outdo each other on the tree. Bob Prose goes 468, 146.
And Pep 471.46. Rick Allison. Here in the Ray Skillman side in his Daytona.
Well, I got Brooklyn Schindler out of Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. Brooklyn Schindler gets the best of the Christmas tree, goes 522, 132.
And Allison 490, 142 miles an hour. Mark Long's Duster, left side, out of Brownsburg, Indiana.
Bobby Deary, what can I say? It's a 73 Colt with a Chevrolet V8, short wheelbase. If that's a race car to have fun in, I don't know what else would replace that one. Bobby
And you know,
Deary.
it don't really count as a Mopar anyway. It's a Mitsubishi.
Usually, got those wheels up. Bobby Deary tracking that finish line, got it 580, 118.
575, 120 for Long's Duster. Angela Neely out of Alvaton, Kentucky, the American dragster over to Ray Skillman Lane.
Well, Jason Hartles out of Ohio. He's chosen an undercover chassis dragster for his hot rod.
It's a tension in the pits. Pro Sportsman, first call, second time run. Lanes 17 and 18. Pro Sportsman, lanes 17 and 18. To the lanes, please.
On the launch pad, 2 bottle rockets. Andrew Johnson left, Pat Lamont right. As the crew watches the unsung heroes, the crew on all of these race teams. Again, the eyes and ears outside of the race cars. Pat Lamont, 481, 144.
493, 140. Larry Bernhausen, the Gephardt dragster, out of Manitou, Illinois. Manitou, Manitou, Illinois.
Manitou. Hey,
Manitou, Illinois.
Larry's going to love me for working with everybody trying to get them to say Manitou because it's Manito is what they all come up with. All right, Larry, we're working at it. You work at the tree, we'll work at saying where you live. Corey Mong out of Noblesville, Indiana, Diamond Chassis, about ready to get flexed.
I always have to explain to the national event announcers that Lebanon is a country and Lebanon is in Indiana.
Oh, yeah, we help each other out. Corey Mong, 463, 148. Boy, that was close.
464, 149 for Bernhausen. I also explained to him that Carmel is in California and Carmel is on the north side of Indianapolis.
Hey, does they make candy there too?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Brian Harris over there on the left side out of Indianapolis in his undercover dragster.
I got Devin Eisenhower. Need I say more? A very decorated racer in the junior dragster ranks, stepping up to the next level. 67 Camaro got the top down, ready to enjoy the sunset here at Indianapolis. Almost called it Indianapolis Raceway Park, but it's Lucas Oil Raceway to us.
Isn't Devin in both the dragster and the
Yes,
what I thought?
521, 134 for Eisenhower.
And 544, 125 for Harris. Chucky Ridenauer. His race deck dragster out of Plainfields over here in the left lane.
And I've got Corey Baker, the Gebhardt chassis dragster. That's his weapon. Crawfordsville, Illinois, that's where he parks it. How about Indiana? There's no Crawfordsville, Illinois, but there is one in Indiana.
That's true.
All right.
They got a little body shop in Crawfordsville. They don't have any real standards and friends. They invite me over to a Christmas party at the body shop every year. They'll set the bar real high.
Corey Baker, just about ready to trip the hammer down there.
Oh, that don't look good. Corey had some kind of problem.
Wow.
480, 142 for Ridenauer. But
That was a
I
short.
honestly don't think he's spun. I think something must have broke.
That was a short fuse because the 60-foot time we're looking at, problems set in very quickly.
Yeah. It looked like something happened right as he released the car. Dean McIlvain over here on the left side. He's out of New Carlisle, Ohio, in his dragster.
And I've got Joey Fusting, a Super Gas winner 2013 at Stanton, Michigan, Division III race, running Super Pro. Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, we need a bigger post in the corner to hide behind from that bright sun. Boy, is it welding us up here.
Oh yeah, we got another half hour to an hour. These tinted windows don't work as good as the artificially tinted ones we used to have. 456, 151 for McIlvain. Joey
Fusting goes 493, 139. He'll grab that time slip and try to use it.
Bob Locks, 57 Corvette Roadster over on the Skillman lane out of Whiteland, Indiana.
Well, Bob Locke won the race out of the burnout box as Bryce Hunt from Hunt and Sons Memorial. He'll back it up, line it up, and tack it up. The pickup truck. Bright red. Boy, we are just about to run out of Super Pro cars here. I haven't been counting, but we've got to be well over 100 cars, Mike, for Super Pro. All right, 2 more pair of bulbs to light, and we'll light the fuse on both of these race cars. Hunt's got a bulb that matches the color of that truck. Goes 5'10", 135. As Bob Locke goes 5'36", 129. And Nathan Jones out of Whiteland, Indiana, Racecraft Chassis Dragster. He'll back it up as Sean Langdon out of Avon, Undercover Chassis Dragster. Going to run Super Pro here this evening.
Hey, pro and sportsman, second call. You should be in or on the way to the lanes. I originally called you to 17 and 18. You can spread out now. 15, 16, 17, and 18 if you haven't come yet. So pro cars, you can use 15, 16, 17, and 18. Go ahead and bring them up to the lanes for your final time run.
Nathan Jones, a winner in Super Pro at a bracket race earlier this year right here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Sean Langdon goes 453, 153 as Nathan Jones goes 457, 150. So Sean Langdon, a winner here in Super Gas at the U.S. Nationals 2010. Going to be in our Super Pro running here this evening.
Scott Deffenbaugh, his 66 Nova's over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Kevin Hall, 71 Chevelle. Oh, and I also forgot, 2008, Sean Langdon was our world champ in Super Comp. Man, I forgot that.
Jeffy turns on the red light, leaves that 4 foul too early.
Well, Kevin goes 559, 122.
Deffenbaugh 566.
Did we finally get there, Mike? I think Tony Pranger is going to end up our Super Pro time trial number 2.
So I think this is our final Super Pro time run. Tony Pranger over there in the Chevrolet lane. Because that appears to be my pro and sportsman cars sitting at the ready line.
All right, I'm going to step out of here, Mike. Warren Evans, we're going to trade seats. He thinks mine's higher off the floor than his is. So Warren Evans, our D3 TV technician, he's been busy trying to make it very enjoyable for our people that's tuned in. So Warren, come on down.
Well, thank you, Ron. It's good to swap chairs here from time to time. Pro cars coming at you right now. Pro and sportsman combo class. Mike, do they run them? You run pro and sportsman separately usually over here.
Yeah, normally we do. Only at this race every year do we combine them. Chuck Bellinger's over in the Ray Skillman lane out of Taylorsville, Kentucky in the 69 Nova.
Alongside Ken Phillips, West Walton, Ohio, 89 Mustang, Chevrolet side of the track. Well, Phillips is green, headed down track. Bellinger red light starts 674 at 101 for Ken Phillips.
And a 689 95 mile an hour for Bellinger's Nova. Coy Ben Sr., his 67 Belvedere, is over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Yeah, good looking Mopar over there. How about the El Camino over here, right side? Mike Tucker out of Indianapolis, staging up right side of the track. You probably see these fellows on a regular basis.
He used to run here all the time. Tucker did in the El Camino. I don't know where he's been racing lately. Or maybe he hasn't been racing much. Because I think this is the first time I've seen him.
Well, he turns green right side. Benj with the red light start. Tucker 668 at 102.
780, 89 miles an hour for Ben's Belvedere. Hopefully he used up his red light. Len Mahurin, his Mavericks over here in the Skillman side.
Only place you see a Maverick anymore is on a drag strip, I think.
And even there, they try not to see him.
Bill
I mean, you
Nowak.
don't see many.
No, you don't. Bill Nowak, Franklin, Indiana, the 68 Chevelle.
And they honestly weren't considered a severely ugly car when they were new. They just, for whatever reason, never caught on, and they didn't hang around a lot of them.
No, but they had plenty of power, right? I mean,
Yeah,
V8
I think they sold a bunch of them.
Yeah.
709, 95 mile an hour for Mahurin.
Nowak 621 at 109.
Yeah, I'm not sure why there aren't still a lot of them around. I mean, I didn't personally care for them, but I didn't think they were severely ugly or anything. I mean, I didn't compare them to the Pacer. Brent Davis, 64 Nova over here on the left side.
Ryan Novak, right side, out of Franklin, Indiana, 68 Camaro. Yeah, the Pacer was an ugly car, right up there.
There wasn't
with
nothing
the
nice you could say about a Pacer.
No. Didn't they have different sized doors?
Yeah,
on
the
left and
passenger
right?
door was like 10 or 12 inches long. So you could open the door and step right into the back seat.
Why would you want to?
And plus, the thing looked like a bathtub on wheels.
Yes, sir, it sure did.
Brent Davis turns on the red light, then shuts off the clock, 664, 101.
768 at 87 for Ryan Nowak.
Phil Murphy. Phil's little small block powered 80 Plymouth Arrow out of Nineveh, Indiana, over here in the Ray Skillman lane.
I think that's where Travis Booth lives these days. Surprised we don't see Travis and Ellis down here this weekend. David Priest out of Brazil, Indiana, 78 Camaro.
There must be a high dollar race somewhere.
There is a big money race. Where's that? It's down. I don't remember. But
Well, that's probably where Travis and Ellis are.
yeah, 20 grand to win tonight, I think. I saw
was-
our buddy Luke Bogacki won 5 last night at the same race.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
749, 95 mile an hour for Murphy.
818 at 82 for David Priest.
Check the number in the left lane, starter.
Ed Lancaster, Trafalgar, Indiana, 73 Camaro. Shuts it off to 643 at 106.
And the Mustang over here in the Skillman side, 833 to 86 miles an hour.
Tommy Morey out of Lake Villa, Indiana, or Lake Villa, Illinois, 68 Camaro left side. Alongside Dalton Deffenbaugh, 67 Chevelle out of Lebanon, Indiana. Deffenbaugh stages up Chevrolet side, Ray Skillman side, Tommy Morey. Both of them red. Morey way red. How about a 569 at 121? He's going to have to dial her down just a touch. 569 is one too quick for the 570 index. 794 at 87 for Dalton Deffenbaugh. Coming up now, it's Harold McClare, Lebanon, Indiana, 71 Nova, alongside Jill Lindsay from Avon, Indiana, the white and pink 81 Malibu. Clean green for both drivers as they head down track. Finish line, it's a 6:52 for Harold McClare, 103 for the speed. Jill Lindsay, 7:49 at 91 miles an hour. Two more coming at you right now. It's Randy Dobbs out of Indy, the 64 Nova 2, alongside Peter Maduri out of Anderson, Indiana, 87 Mustang right side. Reminder to you drivers, our lights are on. That means your lights need to be on as well. You got to have a working tail light on your race vehicle. You got to have it on, turned on, and keep it on all the way down track, all the way down. Dobbs and Maduri off and running. Dobbs going to get there first, 6:49 at 104. 6:90 with an egg, 99. Peter Maduri. Lewis Weatherford Jr. How about that? 67 Impala. The old boat over there. Biscayne, is that Biscayne? 2013 Malibu, right side.
Yeah, I'm surprised Louis running pro because he broke down and tubbed that dude and put a delay box in it. And he's been running some Super Pro and actually going some pretty good rounds in that big old car. 654, 103 for Louis.
Probably still comfortable with the foot braking deal, I'm guessing. How about Austin Day with a 1066 at 65?
French Klein's Mustangs over here on the Ray Skillman side out of Fillmore, Indiana.
Alongside Jerry Woodall from Southport, Indiana, 79 Malibu.
If I'd have been smart, I'd have dialed Jerry's phone number and I'd be racing instead of announcing. Because Jerry didn't want to drive the car. But I decided that
What's the deal? Who has to twist around a car like that?
we've only got so many people here that know what they're doing. So big race like the end of the year, the Fall Classic, I just decided that I should be up here
Well, responsibility.
instead of down there having fun.
Responsibility is a terrible thing.
French Klein's Mustang shuts off the clock 7:38, 90 miles an hour.
How about a 645 at 106 for Jerry Woodall? In the car you should be in.
Yeah, and in fact, I when I told Jerry I thought about calling him and asking him if I could drive it, he got mad at me for not calling. Brad's GTO is where I'm going to stop.
I think that's supposed to be a V. Coivisto, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Well,
I got the other guy, though, Rodney Fitz.
I don't know.
No, I can say it's just a guess on the letters. 001 Live for Rodney Fitz, 735 at the stripe at 94.
And Brad's GTO shuts it off at 696. That's Joe Robertson in the Bumsteer Maverick over there on the Ray Skillman side.
Alongside Brad Paddock, Crawfordsville, Indiana, 73 Camaro.
And Robertson will get there first, 644, 106.
693 at 98 for Brad Paddock. What do you think, Mike? We're almost halfway through our Saturday here.
Yeah, that's about right.
Almost through, halfway.
Yeah, my wife asked me what time I'd be home, and I said it'll still be Saturday, I'm reasonably sure. Brad Bishop, his Mustang's over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Joe Pickett alongside S10 pick-em-up truck, Chevrolet Lane.
That's a wild paint job on that S10 in the daylight.
Yeah, can't really
It does show up well in the dark.
That tailgate just looks like a ton of graphics on the back of that. He's 006 red, 691 at the finish line at 76.
865, 78 mile an hour for Bishop. Craig Richardson, the Camaro, out of Shelbyville over here in the left lane.
Chad Nevenschwander. Nevenschwander?
Go for it. That's
Smith.
That's probably
Chad
what I
Smith.
would have tried.
88 Mustang. I think that's Nevenschwander.
Yeah,
The phonics.
that couldn't be
didn't
too
fail
far
me.
off. I mean, if it's one of those, you know, some of them long names, you actually pronounce them like they're spelled. That kind of, what you said sounds right to me.
That's what we're going to go with.
But if you know somebody with a name similar to Nevin Schwander, its first name is Chad from Fort Wayne has a Mustang, that's who's up there. What sounds like a high winding Mustang too, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it did. He was putting it to it.
628,107 for Richardson's Camaro.
704 at 100 for Nevenschwander.
Lance Lyons Mustang over here in the Ray Skillman side.
I wonder if he's any. Yeah, he is. Sammy Loden, Indianapolis, Indiana. 02 Camaro, part of that line performance team out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm just,
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure.
he's the only one that knows you can race a Mustang and not a Buick. Line shuts off the clock 6:31, 105.
808 and 83 for Sammy Loden.
James Gibson in the 74 Dart out of Kempton, Indiana, over here in the left lane.
And here's Pam Keener from Greenwood, Indiana. 96 S10. Pam's a regular out here, isn't she?
She used to be more so than she is now. She mostly just running division stuff now. She's bracket racing tonight, but Bob Akers driving the truck tomorrow. I think Pam said tomorrow. And somebody in the family that was very inconsiderate that there was a scheduled race.
Well, everybody needs a starter marriage, Mike. I guess that's his.
689, 98 mile an hour for Gibson.
617 and 111 for Pam Keener.
Yeah, but if it's her son getting married tomorrow, he should have explained to the new bride that certain things.
Pretty much nothing between March and November, right?
Bobby Bishop over in the left side in the Skillman lane in his 67 Mustang.
And Don V. Horn out of McCordsville, Indiana. 82 Grand Prix.
Now, there's a lot of people in my family that there are certain events called drag racing. And even at sometimes where oval races have the same effect.
653 at 103 for Don V. Horn.
797 at 83 miles an hour for Bishop's Mustang. Bonnie Stouter out of Brownsburg, Indiana, in the 90 Chevy 1500 pickup truck over here in the Skillman side.
Chet Gibbs, Mooresville, Indiana. The 71 Colt. Is that the one called the Death Trap?
That's the Death Trap.
That's the Death Trap.
Yeah, he had his son driving a little bit when he first got it, and I gave him so much grief. I said, you're a lot closer to your expiration date than he is. You control the car to Death Trap. You drive it.
731 at 93 for the Death Trap.
And Bonnie's pickup truck, 902, 75 miles an hour. I think this is Bonnie's third race, actual race. She's been doing some street night stuff in the truck.
You mean like your Wednesday night stuff?
Just coming out here on Wednesday. Yeah, still coming out here on Wednesday night. She getting better all the time, but I think this is her third time racing.
As long as it's not out on Raceway Road on Wednesday night.
Yeah, there you go.
It's out here.
Jeff Blanchard out of Lowell, Indiana, in the coach.
Lights alongside Bucyrus, Ohio. 67 Camaro, Ford Chevy matchup. At the finish line, the Chevy getting there first. 628 at 109 for Chad Schweitzer.
662, 101 for Blanchard's Cobra Jet. Clarence Harding out of Lowell, Indiana, in the Copo Camaro over on the left side.
Steve Leidy, Seymour, Indiana. 74 Buick Apollo. How about a 667 at 101 for Steve Leidy?
And a 574, 118 for Clarence Harding. Leah Pritchett in her Hellcat over here in the Ray Skillman lane.
I wonder if that's her Hellcat or the good folks at Mopar are letting her take it for a test drive for a while. But I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful car, and right out of the box, that thing is a monster. Boyd Butcher alongside out of Beech Grove, Indiana. 73 Nova. Well, it'll sure make the smoke over there left side.
Yeah. Evidently, she was pretty sure you had to get after them tires to make them smoke.
Well, she was correct. .638 at 106 for Boyd Butcher.
And Leah, 699, 102. And husband Gary right behind her in their 2011 Cobra over on the left side.
Alongside James Reed out of Brownsburg, Indiana, 66 Biscayne. He's trying to figure out where the starting line is. Still working his way through that fog of smoke.
Yeah, that smoke is really laying there. And it was pretty breezy out there when I was out
there was a
walking.
pretty stout headwind all day long, but now I think the flag is laying flat. So Reed and Pritchett off and running. Gary Pritchett going to get there first. How about a 612? 612 at 113. 654 at 106 for James Reed.
Yeah, that flag is just laying there, just hanging off the pole. Aaron Dysinger, this is a Malibu over here in the Ray Skillman side.
Danny Westman out of Greenfield, Indiana. 72 Demon over here on the Chevrolet side.
Been running that thing forever.
Hey, get you a good race car. Keep it in good shape. Just super comfortable in it, right? You know exactly what it's going to do.
Dysinger will get there first, 651, 104.
688, 99 miles an hour for Danny Westman. Ramona Noblet over here, right side, out of Palestine, Illinois. Bill and Ramona's pickup truck. I wonder if she threw Bill out of the seat.
Well, I don't know if we got a card yet on that car over there in the left lane. We will have later.
Ramona Noblet, down track, 8:57 at 81 miles an hour. If that was that Malibu's one and only time pass, he ain't gonna figure out nothing out of that.
You know, that was an interesting way to run 1243
at 92.
at 92 miles an hour. That car appears like it could be fast.
At least in the last 66 feet, it's fast. That's for sure. Hey, yeah, a reminder, tail lights. Our lights are on, your lights need to be on as well.
Yeah, that's right. We need some lights on, guys and gals. I got Matt Antrobius. His Camaro's over here in the left lane.
Alongside Jimmy Croak, right here in Indianapolis, 69. Croak was 009, and he was late.
And a 691, 96 mile an hour for Antrobius.
691 at 98 for Jimmy Croak. 002 light for Antrobius. 009 for Jimmy Croak.
And Bruce Castle in his XR7 Cougar over there in the left lane.
Another one of the Wishmans. How about Jason Wishman? Danny's son, 73 Challenger. Loving that Mopar.
Castle's going to get there first at 688, 97 miles an hour.
For the Mopar, it's an 805 at 84. Coming up now, Chris Stevenson. They call him Apollo Stevenson. Tipton, Indiana, 73 Buick Apollo.
And Steve Jones out of Union, Kentucky, is 67 Camaro over here in the left lane.
Stevenson, 733 at 90 miles an hour. Steve Jones, 649 at 105.
Matt Ball, his S10's over here in the Ray Skillman lane.
Chevrolet side, it's Tina Wood, Massillon, Ohio.
And Super Pro to the lanes, round one. Super Pro, lanes 15, 16, 17, and 18 to the lanes.
Well, Mike, you were talking about these G8s. You're right, they didn't last very long. I like that car, though, but there's just not very many of them around.
I do too. My wife, we actually looked at a slightly used one, and it had at least two of the tires had belts slipped, and it had a bent wheel. It didn't have a lot of miles on it, but we just decided that no more miles than it had on it had been used that much, and we didn't buy it. It was after they'd stopped making them. But I tell you, it had a lot of power. I didn't put tires and wheels on it. It'd probably been fine. I
Yeah.
just decided it'd been abused.
Yeah, I think people were scared off because they stopped manufacturing them. You weren't sure if you could get parts and all that.
633, 107 for Ball.
836 at 82 for Wood. Danny Black, Shelbyville, Indiana, 78 Nova, right side.
Dave Wiggum. Wiggum's 86 Camaro out of Morrisville over here in the left lane. Plus, for the longest time, I didn't realize a G8 was a V8. I didn't realize, I wasn't paying enough attention to the GMs in that era. I didn't realize there were any front-wheel drive Grand Prix that had V8s in it.
I didn't know that either. I guess I thought the only biggest thing they put in a Pontiac, other than Firebird, was
No, right at the end of the run of those cars, they had a V8 front-wheel drive and a V8 rear-wheel drive. Right at the end. One of my neighbors had one with one of those remote-mounted turbos. 663, 105 for Wiggum.
662 at 101 for Danny Black.
Todd Kuhn out of Marshall, Illinois, 70 GTO left side.
Right side is Nathan Bolton out of Plainfield, 73 Mustang.
And left lane's going to get there first. Todd Kuhn shuts her off 709, 94 miles an hour.
How about a 732 at 91 for Nathan Bolton?
And I need Super Pro. First round, lanes 15, 16, 17, and 18. First round, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Nick Finney's Buick Special over here in the left lane.
Alongside Scott Stillings out of Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, 77 Vega. Is that where that Butner guy's from? That Bo Butner guy, is he from Floyd's Knobs?
Well, that's where Scott went down and was selling cars. Well, now he has his own car lot across the river in Louisville, but he still lives down there. His dad still lives about 3,000 yards due west of where we're sitting. That's where the trailer and tow rig
I
sits a
see.
lot of
He
the
just
time.
drives up, pulls it across the
Nick Finney, 64404.
649 at 103 for Stillings.
Josh Pickett, his Camaro out of Avon in the left lane.
And John Serra, 95 Camaro, right side. Hayes Sarrett with a 679 at 97, 788 at 87 for Josh Pickett. Two more coming at you right now.
Ryan Locke, the 69 Camaro out of Whiteland in the left lane.
And Brent Vogus out of Defiance, Missouri, the 68 Mustang right side.
And says he goes down the track, we're going to start looking.
$781 at 85 for Brent Vogus. 802 also at 85 for Ryan Locke.
And Cody Knott Chevelle over in the left lane.
Christy Ship alongside in the 69
Tina
Nova.
with you, or you by yourself? Oh, you are? You okay to drive home? You sound like you're worn.
So getting down to the end here of our Pro Sportsman time runs, a reminder, Super Pro, we need you to the lanes for round number 1. Super Pro to the lanes for round number 1. A reminder to you racers, there are no buybacks tonight. No buybacks. Winner loaded up. No buybacks tonight in any of our categories. Cody Knott, 707 at 95 for Christy Ship, 716 at 92. Single pass coming up here right side, Dave Scarborough out of Brownsburg, Indiana, 78 Malibu. Scarborough heading down track, finishes off with a 684 at 98 miles an hour. Next, coming out of the water box, how about the Dodge Dart driven by James Gibbs out of Monrovia, Indiana. 440 Dodge power under the hood. Wheels up start there for James Gibbs. Shuts off the 660 timer, 666 with a 6 at 101. Last car on a time run here, Joe Covert, 2005 Grand Am. This will wrap up Pro Sportsman. Quick little track prep right afterwards, and then we're going right into round number 1 of eliminations in the Super Pro category. $587 at 117 for Joe Covert. So with that, all time runs are done. Elimination rounds coming up. Round number 1, a Super Pro in the staging lanes right now, and if you're not there, you need to be. Super Pro, you should be in the staging lanes for round number 1.
We're getting ready to go into the first round of Super Pro, because the goal is to get home and it still be Saturday. And I'm not sure that ship ain't already sailed, but we'll give it a try anyway.